think my stream's frozen. Uh-oh. Oh, no, it's there. Okay, cool. Perfect. All right. Hopefully this works. Hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome. Welcome to After the Fallout Season 2, Episode 5, where we get to talk all things Fallout tonight. Some juicy content for you tonight. First and foremost, hello, welcome. Hope everyone has had a lovely week. I know I sure have, spending time with some friends and things like that. So that was very enjoyable for myself. But first, the Wasteland Collective ANZ exists to unite, empower, and celebrate the Fallout cosplay and creative community across Australia and New Zealand. Our mission is to provide practical and financial support to cosplayers, prop makers, artists, storytellers, while using our platform to raise awareness and funds for Cure Cancer Australia and the Cancer Society of New Zealand. We believe creativity can inspire hope, and that fandom can fuel meaningful change in the real world. As everyone knows, that we are running two donation campaigns at the moment. One for the Cancer Society in New Zealand and Cure Cancer Australia. Here are the links for you if you so wish to do so and donate. We would be much appreciated. Something very exciting for you all tonight. Hopefully everyone can hear me. Please let me know if you can hear me. Thank you, Baby Shivers. I will adjust my microphone. Is this better? I think unplugging my microphone from last week is interrupted it. Tell me if that sounds better. Is that good? Awesome. So getting back into it. Hello, ads. Hello, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Hello, Vindictive. Hello, how are you? Hope you had a good week. Okay, exciting news. So I've got two announcements to make tonight. One, our website has officially launched. Now, where you can find that is, I'll put it in for you in chat right now for you, everyone, is the Wasteland thewastelandcollective.com. This will be where you go to, find everything about us. This is where you can go to find the donation links. This is where you can find all the creative people that have been involved with the Wasteland Collective. Not only that, but you can also find merch stores as well. So we've got the Prop Circle New Zealand that's on there, NZ. We've also got Pocket Rocket Studios on there as well. So we want to feature so much more people on that website itself. So if you're an artist, a prop maker, a photographer, cosplayer, we'll feature you on that website. Everything will be linked. All your Instagram accounts will be linked. There's already few people and cosplayers linked already on that website. So please click on that, have a browse. It's an amazing website. Five Knob Creations, I've heard it looks fully sick. It's definitely fully sick. It's such a cool layout, and I think you will enjoy it, having a bit of a browse around. Now, for our second announcement, we have launched Donate to Create. Now, what that means for you, the viewers and chat and cosplayers who want to get into the cosplay scene or just want a cool piece to display, we've got a thing called Donate to Create. So what that means is you donate to one of our either two funds, cancer research funds that we're currently raising money for. We print what you want, and you just, in order to make that, instead of us receiving commission, you just donate. Now there's going to be three tiers. Tier 1 is basically a simple raw print. We print it, we ship it to you, you take it, and you can start working on it. And, you can start sanding, priming, working on it. Tier 2 is a little bit different. Tier 2 is basically primed and sanded, ready for you just to whack on that paint job. If you're not too familiar with the sanding and the filler process. And tier 3 is a full complete set. So basically painted, finished, ready for you to wear or display. So something really, really cool. Now, if you want to get involved with that, DM us your idea, and then we'll start the negotiations, and we'll work out what that price looks like for you. But very exciting stuff. It's already taken a hit. It's off to a flying start. So get onto that if you are new to cosplay. If you just want new stuff to display in your home, awesome program. I can think of a 6 subwoofer. Vindictive. Excellent. I love that. Now, tonight, chat, we've got a juicy episode for you, episode 5. If everyone has watched it, we got obviously spoiler warning for everyone. If you haven't watched it, please, I mean, feel free to keep tuning in. But we'll also be joined by the Prop Circle and Zed. Hello, welcome, Matt.
Hello, hello.
Vindictive. I just watched it an hour ago when my net came back on. Oh, excellent. You got your net back on. Excellent. Good to hear.
Great news.
How are you, Matt?
Oh, I'm fantastic. The Friday night, I've got Twitch going. I've got my sunglasses on.
Yeah, you're
Got a
looking very fly
juicy cup of
tonight.
Nuka Cola with.
I love that look.
Oh, thank you.
It really suits. And I
Thanks.
love the
Yeah,
jacket.
yeah. Thank you. Yeah, yeah. Just ripping the VTU as always.
Yeah, nice, nice. Very good. I'm very much on the VTU, train. So I highly respect. 5 Nov, cool hats, gents. Yes, yes. You'll see these hats.
Very cool hat.
Hopefully on sale. I'm not too sure when we'll go live with the merch on this one. 5 Nov, you might be able to um to chime in for that one. Adds wait, has the episode aired in New Zealand yet?
Come on now.
Hopefully by
We're
next
ahead
week.
of you in time.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, that's right. So 7 p.m. our town. That would be um
9,
9
9
p.m.
p.m.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, so you're in New
Bedtime.
Zealand. So pretty cool stuff that you can join us. And this is what we're all about is, connecting the community to one another. But let's let's get straight into this. What an episode.
Um, Insane episode. So much happened.
Also, chat, let me know if you can hear Matt okay. Please let me know, and I will hopefully adjust. No one said anything, but let me know if everything is all hunky dory. Um,
Absolutely.
yeah. Oh my god. So episode 5. Holy crap! So much happened.
So much happened. It happened slowly, but it happened, and there was so much of it, and so many tiny little details that you really had to be paying attention to pick up on.
Yeah, so
Great
much.
stuff. Great.
Well, we first kick off, and I'm really glad that the episode kicked off this week, and we got to see, the cliffhanger of what they left us on last episode, where we see Lucy and the Ghoul facing the Death Claws coming out of the Gomorrah hotel. But and then not only one Death Claw, but bloody 2 others as well. So there was 3 Death Claws.
What was it? Tree claw.
3 claw. It's not what I thought you were going to go with, but
We'll save those ones for later.
yeah, excellent. I know, baby shivers will be much appreciated. If we get my drift. Vindictive, yes. But yeah, do you want to run us through that little scene, if you remember?
Well, I do remember. I just watched it.
Excellent.
Um, yeah, interesting. Not only like as you already mentioned, they have the one coming out the doors, and then the off the side, and then the other side.
Yeah,
And all I was sort of thinking was, how bad are your sneak stats that you can't just crouch and hide? I mean, everyone knows, oh gosh, monster,
yeah.
sneak, but
No,
no, apparently not. Hide behind a car. Good option.
yeah.
Um,
Good option. Get out of sight. That would
eh,
be the first thing that I would definitely do. Get out of the damn sight with
yeah.
this damn, you know, standing creature that's about
One
to rip my head off.
one thing I really appreciated was the dialogue in that moment. It was very much we've talked about in the past how the game is almost like the ghoul is the old player that's been playing for
Yeah,
years, and Lucy's, the newbie that's just come into the franchise. And they get behind the car, and Lucy says, "Well, Hello.
Hello. Yeah,
What
that's
would you recommend?
yeah. What gun would you
Uh, uh,
recommend in this scenario?
yeah,
Run.
yeah. And the ghoul's like, well, do you have a rocket launcher? No, I
No.
don't. And
Yeah, that's right.
um, like we've all had those conversations with our friends and our partners as we've been playing, sort of
Yeah.
showing each other the ropes. Like, do you have the thing? Oh no, I don't.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes,
Um,
we're running.
yeah, that's right. But it even brings me back to when I used to play New Vegas. Is that the first time I went to Quarry Junction and firing a nuke off at the baby Deathclaw and it's surviving a mini nuke and you go, oh my god, these things are damn tough. Like not even a mini nuke can destroy
Yeah,
these things. So bloody hell, what chance have I got?
yeah,
Um, but
and
yeah, um, very very Lord of the Rings Nazgul moment. Yes.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Hiding under the tree. Um,
And
no,
then
it was great. And then um, dog meat coming to the
yeah,
rescue,
showing him where to
showing
go.
them the way to the gap in the gates.
Yep.
I was a little bit annoyed that they can break through massive doors in the hotel, and it's just, oh, I'm so strong. But there's a little padlock, and they can't get through the gate into Freeside. That kind of bugged me a little bit. I didn't really track, but
Hmm.
maybe it's a territorial thing.
Yeah, maybe potentially. Ad says Deathclaw sniffing Lucy's ring. Oh, okay. I did not catch that. Was that what I know? It was like
Oh,
kind of sniffing for something, but was that what it was? The sniffing of Lucy's ring. Anyone else catch that or
yeah,
what their thoughts on that? Because I knew it was doing something, and then obviously in the last episode we saw the Deathclaw sniffing out. Um, they can't get through the load screen. Um, that's great. I love that. Oh, look. Oh, right. Yes, now I get what you're saying, ads. Yes. um, you're saying it's a Lord of the Rings joke.
oh, gotcha.
But it kind of, I mean, getting onto that though, it did sort of pause there, for a slight moment. But before obviously Dogmeat running off, the ghoul, rummaging around his bag, finding the grenade, um, and what a power move. I thought, the grenade came out, doesn't even pull the pin on the grenade, just like throws it. I'm just going to shoot this thing because that's going to be way quicker.
Yeah, yeah. And was that VATS? I mean, I can target gains on VATS.
Yeah, you're absolutely
He's
right. Yeah,
got to
throwing the
avoid
grenade and
over.
you vats onto your own grenade to blow it up prematurely. So yeah, no, that definitely a vats moment. I did not pick up on that. Um, so good work.
Oh, he hasn't got a pet boy, so I don't know.
I mean, he's a
Maybe
bloody
they
good
can
shot. He doesn't need a pip boy
companion
to.
share
He
that.
doesn't need a pip boy for vats. Come on, he's the marksman of the wasteland.
Is it not the Volt assisted
Yeah, it is.
targeting system?
It is. Let me dream.
Or we'll just like into the, uh, the mysterious stranger,
Mm,
Crackshot coming and saving the day, shooting the things. I mean,
yeah, true.
we,
Wonder if we'll see Mysterious Stranger.
whatever helps you to sleep at night.
Ads cause Rip the Ghoul's saddlebag. He's had it since first appearance in Philly. Yeah, correct. Yeah, he'll find another one. I'm sure he'll find something else.
He'll go back and get his loot, surely.
He's in yeah, he's in New Vegas. I'm sure some vendor will have something. I know a place. Um, but yeah, that brings us in, walking into the I've got some screenshots for you tonight, chat. So this will be exciting. Wait, no, he puts his saddlebag back on his shoulder at the end, doesn't he? Pretty sure he chucked it, didn't he?
I don't recall.
I'm pretty
I don't
sure he
remember.
chucks it
I can't remember.
vindictive. He chucks something. Um, in the room with Lucy before. Yeah, maybe he chucked Lucy's weapon bag. Maybe, yeah, potentially. He definitely chucked something. But yeah, and then that brings us to obviously they escape from the death claws, and then they just stand on the other side. I love how they're just standing on the side, looking at the welcome to the strip, and here we are, up on chat now. I just love this moment. They're just standing there going, "Well, shit."
Yeah. I mean, Cooper's just he's remembering Vegas and pre-war, and he's got all that PTSD and all of that. So he's sort of flashing back, going, "Oh my god!" And Lucy's like, "What was that?" I mean, there's a big smelly lizard.
Yeah, that's right. It's like, yeah, it's like, okay, we could just go back, right? Still
Yeah,
obvious,
we'll just try again. So,
still still very affected by buff out. Um, and then the ghoul speaks of heaps of a bunch of different vaults where he's been to, and where he's worked out that there's more than one vault that these vault tech personnel's were in, and not one of them has come across his daughter and wife. See the build. Yeah, I was about to come to the ads. Very good. Yes. One of the reasons why I chose this screenshot specifically, we have the old Mick and Ralph. We've got the Gamora in the big building, the Gamora there, and then we've got the Mick and Ralph just to the left there. So very cool to see that.
such a beautiful
And the King's
shot.
building. Yes,
So good.
exactly. Um, but yeah, I love that. Yeah, Lucy's still affected and convinces him. Yeah, we can just shoot our way through, leading him to tell her like, yeah, you
I
need
don't know
to.
if she does convince him, though, does she?
So, and to be fair, on his behalf, like I'm surprised that he kind of went to her, and goes, hey, you know what? There's this thing at a Dictol, you can get cleared of the crap that's running through your body. So, and previously in the last episode where he's like, the only way forward is to do more.
Or maybe that's just playing into the situation at hand, right? They're in the wasteland. They don't have any way to cure it where they are, but he does have drugs.
Mm,
So do more drugs, carry on. Then, hey, we got to the settlement. We can go to Sunny's, get the addict off. Um,
yeah, that's right.
I think
Um,
he's playing a long game, right? He knows what he's doing.
oh yeah, absolutely. Everything about this episode, he knows exactly what he's doing. And I think throughout this
Yeah,
episode, it really shows. Like you can really see the emotion starting to come out in him, and it really shows. And as we progress through this episode, we're going to run this episode a little like we're going to run this stream tonight a bit linear because the storytelling on this episode is just absolutely magnificent, where it sort of cuts and pans back. But yeah, and then we get to go. You get to see them walking through Freeside. We see the Atomic Wrangler. We see a few other things that actually I want to point this out. The Golden Globes. Uh, I think it was like the Golden Globes porn. I think it was, which is featured in Fallout 1, if I'm not mistaken. And then you got the posters there that were in the first Fallout game, I believe, as well. So it's kind of cool little Easter egg there as well. And then walking into Freeside there.
and then suddenly we're surrounded by NPCs.
Yeah, yeah.
How good was our friend with the sign, "Punch me for caps" or whatever it
There
said?
he is. Beat me up for caps.
That one.
I thought that was absolutely hilarious, and I had to take a screenshot of this one. Four caps.
Yeah, I,
Chat.
I just
How
have
many
to
caps would it
interject
take for
here.
you to earn to beat you up? Like how many caps would you want to take? I would say at least 400 caps.
Wait, so I got a quick story about this. So a couple of years ago, I was walking down the main road in Auckland City, which is a shithole. And 9 o'clock in the morning, out for some breakfast, getting an eggs benny as you do with your mates.
Oh, beautiful.
And
Love
we had
love
this
an eggs
gang
Benny.
member, like this dude approached us, and he said, do you want to fight? And I was shaken too early in the morning for that kind of carry on. I'm not going to fight anyone at 9 o'clock in the morning. No, I need my coffee. However, my friend next to me, he said, "No, thank you. No, no, I'm good. Thanks, though. Yeah, we'll just carry on."
Very
And
polite.
it was almost the exact same thing that Lucy did.
Yeah,
In
yeah.
this
Because yeah, you're right. She
great
kind of
moment.
comes over. She's like, no thanks.
Yeah, yeah, great
um,
callback.
but that's hilarious. And then what do I? And then next scene, well, obviously, the ghoul obviously tells Lucy to here's some caps, go buy yourself some Addictol from Sunny's, which we can see in this screenshot here. And then um, he goes off and was like, you know what? I'm gonna go, get wrecked. Delicate
And
and
that's where
honor.
we cut to our favorite new location.
Yeah, true. And Deadly Kitten says, honestly, props for the dude for getting creative with making a living. Surely that there's plenty in the wasteland who would be happy to take the offer. Yeah, very true. Very, very, very true. Um, and then here's a nice shot of the kings. So is it, in the last episode, was that actually the king that Lucy shot? We don't know. Like the king's building is still there. So who are they out in the front or ghoulified? Which begs
I
begs
mean,
the
how many were there?
well, there was heaps
You know,
in New
like,
Vegas. There was heaps of them, and like they were constantly
yeah.
recruiting. So, chat. Any what's your theories? How many are left? Is the king actually dead, or did the king just get replaced by someone else who's now the king? Because there's always going to be a king, right? There could be a new king. Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And if we take anything from the real Elvis, how many impersonators does he have?
Right. Yeah.
How do we know which is the real King of New Vegas?
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. But yeah. Anyway, we follow. Oh, I don't. Where is that screenshot gone? Where is that screenshot gone? Do I have it? I do have a screenshot of the ghoul being inside Atomic Wrangler, I think. Or maybe I didn't. No, I don't think I've got it. Anyway, so we see the ghoul obviously pop inside the Atomic Wrangler, where he talks to the bartender and basically was like, we learn that the death claws are, in fact, from Quarry Junction. Maybe just new Kaiser, why not a new king? Yeah, true. Five Nov. Maybe just he was the old king that turned and they exiled him and replaced him. Yeah, yeah, true. Very true as well. Um, and then I love the bartender in Atomic Wrangler who basically says, you know, mentions that the death claw's there, and it's just another change of management.
Yeah. What do you say, big lizard come try and tax me? I'll shoot him in his face.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, exactly. The ghoul's just like, shut up,
Shut up.
shut the hell
Yeah.
up.
Stop talking.
Yeah. And then and obviously that scene where he's like kind of, I guess, drinking his sorrows away, where we see him, the I guess Coop Howard coming in out of him for once. He's let down his guard a bit, and Coop kind of comes out of him instead of the ghoul character that we all know and love, of his brutality and everything like that. So we see that shot as the camera pans away, and he's looking at himself in the mirror and going, "Shit, what have I become?"
Was it just me? His makeup and his skin in this episode looked a lot more human. It looked a lot closer to Coop than to the ghoul.
Yeah, I did notice because there was a few episodes ago where wasn't looking so great, and then obviously this episode he's looking a little bit more cleaner again. So I guess he's gotten more hold of obviously the NCR kind of gave him the serum, so maybe that sort of rejuvenated some of his youth back. As Cos mentions taxes, NCR fell in part due to high taxation. Yeah. Vindictive be a good way to bring in a new side character. Is that the king? Is that what you're talking about? Is that the king Vindictive? Um,
I think it's too late too late in the series now. What in the season for new
for new
side
characters to be
characters?
introduced. Yeah, because obviously in
Yeah.
this episode we kind of see some recurring characters that we saw in season one. And we will get to that in just a few moments as well. But then that obviously ends that scene, and then we have a very juicy flashback where we get to see a news article streaming, which we have the Galaxy News, which is like a callback to the opening of is it Fallout, the first Fallout game? We have a similar opening to this.
I'm too. I have not played one or two. I'm not a true Fallout fan.
Adds cause Rex could always be a love interest for Dogmeat. Oh yeah, true. Vindictive, he's saying yes into plays. But yeah, so the intro to this news article is basically a callback to the logo was by Gamers for Gamers. Yeah, so it's a basically a callback for that. And then obviously we see them the big four meeting up in Las Vegas to discuss the future. We got Big MT, Robco, Voltec, Westtech, all involved, which is we know that they were at the meeting when we first see them in season one. Then we see a juicy picture of House standing in front of none other than what I can only describe as Liberty Prime.
No, that is a very exciting development.
Right? So he's got
Do you
Liberty
do you think
Prime.
we're going to see Liberty?
Who knows? Chat, what do you reckon? Are we going to see Liberty this season? We've seen the teasers, and this photo is basically taken from New Vegas as well. I believe there is a similar picture in New Vegas where House is standing in front of Liberty Prime in New Vegas. So it's almost like a direct replicated photo. Yeah, that's directly from New Vegas. 5nov says. Recreation of the Camp Golf
I mean,
portrait. Yes, correct. Yes, I want to see Baby Shivers. I want to see Liberty Prime. Yeah, yeah,
yeah, as a like storylines and everything aside, like I want to see it
yeah,
to see how they made it.
yeah. No, definitely. And
I want like
and to be such a troll, I reckon in terms of like Liberty Prime. Obviously, we see the picture here, but in my mind, thinking the way the Fallout showrunners are basically doing the storytelling here, I don't think we'll see Liberty Prime in the Wasteland. I think we'll see Liberty Prime, I guess, in a flashback being built or seeing in the distance doing something that we've never seen Liberty Prime do before. But yeah, so that to me would be just hilarious and perfect of what Fallout is. Just taking the piss out of basically everything. And they hinted that Liberty Prime was a joint project with Robco. Yeah, correct. Um, and then obviously this infomercial cuts away, and then obviously we see was it Barb, Coop, and Hank.
yeah, with his cute little briefcase.
His little Vault-Tec briefcase. How cute! How cute! So cute.
I can't remember what he said. Was it something like "I'm an assassination target tonight" or something?
Yeah, he goes up to him and says, oh, let me help you with my bags. Coop goes, well, mate, you already got your hands full. And then it cuts away. You got your Vault-Tec briefcase. It's like, oh yes, all of a sudden I've become a very important person, and I am now a potential assassination target. Because we all know that basically that's the briefcase. We all presume that he's carrying cold fusion, or it could be completely something entirely different.
It could be the FEV.
FEV, yeah, potentially. Um, or a wild theory is that the platinum chip.
Oh
Just a wild theory.
no,
I assume it's the cold fusion because that's why they're all there in New Vegas to get the cold fusion, and that's why it's there. But I can dream. Chat, what do you reckon? You reckon the cold fusion is in that briefcase, or is it the platinum chip?
And these glasses are digging into my face. I have to get rid of them.
They are wonderful. I mean,
Oh,
Cold Fusion 5 and off, yeah. Yeah, it definitely is. I want it to be different, but, it's definitely the Cold Fusion. And then obviously we see in the
good to
next
see you
scene,
again.
hey, look at that. Sorry, who are you? Sorry. What have you done with Matt? And then obviously Coop then has a very but I just want to point out, chat, like this screenshot that I've taken. I just love the way Barb is kind of looking at Coop. He's just like, yeah, you were late, mate. You should have been here much, you know, long ago. I just love that the look she's like kind of giving him, kind of playing, trying to be the nice person and playing it off, going, oh, putting up a persona, but we can see through it.
We also see Coop sort of leaning into the movie star persona. Like, look how cool he looks. Like he's all sort of
Mm.
leaning back, got the hats down. Like it's very Hollywood.
Yeah, well, yeah, he's a movie star at this point, and we know in season one that Hank is absolutely obsessed with him, and he loves him. He's like watched every show of his, so we know he's very much, you know, follows basically his kind of every move already. Given that fascination with him.
Well, okay, hold on. Is he a fan or is he watching him for Mr. House?
Mm, yeah, very good point. I think he's got a dummy briefcase and just a target to kill while the cold fusion is safely with Barb. Ooh, that's a good one actually. That's a good one because House wouldn't take any sort of unnecessary risks. So he definitely would have like a contingency plan where he would have told Hank, or they some Vault Tech would have told Hank saying, you need to deliver this to this location at this particular time, and yeah, there could be nothing in it completely altogether. That's a very very valid point there, Vindictive. Hank is Barb's assistant, but he said in season one he's a big fan of Coop. Yeah,
He
I guess.
says that is a front.
Yeah, true. Who knows? I mean, with Barb being her position, I guess he doesn't really need to watch him because Barb is basically watching him, right?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Which kind of segues into something else that kind of happened in this season, this episode as well. But obviously, we see Coop calling Moldava, and she gives him a serum to take out House. Um, and then something that Moldova says, because everyone has obviously their own idea of what's happening and everything like that. So does Moldova actually have her facts straight? Because she says something to Coop, and it kind of piqued my interest. And she says, Moldova, yeah, she says that this will be saving countless lives. But as we know, House secured and protected Las Vegas from the bombs by with his missile system. So what was Moldova trying to do? Take out House, and then would have that been the fall of Las Vegas?
Yeah, I don't know. Because they all assume that he's going to be the one to drop the bomb at this point.
Yeah. Well, that's what, and that brings us into the sort of the segue in the conversation that happens later on as well. And we'll get to that in a few moments. But so anyway, Coop basically says, "All right, see you later." And then the next scene we kind of have Coop and Barb arriving at a very pristine Gamora or Lucky 38, sorry, um, where we get to see some of the Securitrons, some of the armored guards. They're wearing some nice shiny armor.
Was it? It's tuxedo armor, isn't it?
Yeah, I believe so.
It's classy.
She told Coop that he's building a missile system. Moldova thinks House is building it for Voltaic. Yeah, correct. Yeah, we'll get into that in a few moments when we do have another flashback throughout the episode. But yeah, that conversation did happen, which is very interesting. That everyone's got their little fingers into everything, and no one really knows what's actually happening. But I also love, just as Coop rocks up to this scene. We have some protesters out the front, and one of them says, to Coop, "You sold us out," hinting that the fact that the vaults weren't really what they said they were, and things are starting to kind of slip, I guess, at this stage in the show, because and then he gets out, sees his silhouette cut out, cardboard cut out, and then it says, "Let me show you around your new home," which changed very
I,
quickly
I
to the
love that
first.
cutout.
And that changed very quickly from the first type of advertisement saying, these vaults are built in case something happens. And now they're basically advertising saying, "Hey, this is your new home." And, he's finally starting to see all through all that, because he's realized, he's heard everything that Barb said at the meeting, and what he's gone, "Shit, I've made a grand mistake." And it kind of gives a reason why we know that the ghoul, Coop, obviously hates Voltec, and he just hates the idea of them completely altogether, because he's reminded of himself and sees himself with this ad campaign constantly, and is reminded of it. But then we also see Welch, Senator Welch, making a comeback and getting kicked out, and she was saying basically that she deserves to be there.
I had to double double take at that flag because I saw an Enclave flag,
Oh, did you?
but no, no,
No,
I can
definitely.
only dream.
Definitely not the Enclave on flag, but it does beg the question. There'd definitely be Enclave amongst these personnels somewhere, surely.
Surely.
But there, and then we get to go inside the Lucky 38 for once. We see an
But
absolutely,
before we go inside,
yeah, yeah,
we have falling over, and then there's hushes and gasps all
yeah,
around,
correct.
and no one steps
No
in to
one
help
steps
her,
in.
and then Coop
No.
sort of we see Coop do it, and I was expecting a more of a outburst from the crowd, you know, calling him a pinko or whatever, because
Mm,
obviously she's not welcome there,
no.
and he's meant to be on Voltic's side. Now he's showing to be,
Showing compassion for the other
I guess,
side.
yeah, yeah. I just thought there'll be a bit more tension in that moment rather than just moving on.
Yeah. Yeah, you're definitely right. And then obviously he leans over to her and basically says, "Keep doing what you're doing."
Yeah,
And before he sort of heads inside, and she's like, "Yeah, okay," gets a bit of encouragement. But yeah, you're right. Like, obviously everyone's there, but I guess also being in such a big environment like that, everyone knows who he is, because he's
yeah,
famous, right? So everyone's probably a bit too afraid to even say something at that point as well.
yeah, true. Bit of the oh, what's the term?
What was that? Sorry.
Anyway, so they go inside.
Yeah. We go inside. We see Hank, communicating to some Voltec representatives. I guess he's just, he's vibing. He's looking for a place to sort of drink. I guess he's going to the place where he's obviously been told um, where to go. Um, Coop obviously keeps following him, and Barb turns to Coop and says, "I've got to meet some um, Robco representatives. Do you want to join?" And Coop's go, stuff that. But obviously the ulterior motive is that he has to keep an eye on Hank, because he thinks that Hank has got the cold fusion. But yeah, maybe it was ads that said that maybe Barb, it's like a decoy, and Barb actually has the cold fusion. Who said that? I can't remember who said that now. Someone said that.
Yeah, vindictive.
Vindictive, yeah, that's right. So maybe Barb did have the and then she's passing it on to the Robco representatives to get it to house. So maybe he's already got it.
That would make sense if House knows that he Coop's there to kill him. Set a complete decoy in motion
Yeah, that's right.
and have a
Exactly.
whole other thing happening in the background. Yeah,
Oh, 100%. And we know House is as he describes it, was like, what is it? I can't remember what he actually says about himself. There's a lot of big words. Um, um, a mathematician, a great mathematician, we'll call it. Um, and then so obviously we see Coop obviously follow him, and then I guess he was about to go up to him and I guess try and negotiate with him and have a conversation with him. I don't know how that conversation would have gone, but he was rudely interrupted with House,
Yeah,
or so or the House as we thought was the correct House.
yeah. We finally got a resolution to
Yeah,
the
that's
fake, to the
that's right.
false house.
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly. Um, how do we all feel about that, chat? I think there was a few people that sort of called it very early on, whereas a doppelganger. But it's interesting to see that I guess House would entrust this person who is very loyal, very freaking loyal. Plans for every scenario. Yeah, correct. But he didn't plan for Coop. Didn't plan for Coop being in New Vegas as we find out. And then I've lost my notes.
and
Where are my notes
we
gone?
get the iconic scene that we all of us that have played New Vegas first get up there.
Oh yes, yes.
It's
We
almost a surreal moment seeing it in real life with House there,
Yeah, and we get to see a really nice and
and
shiny Victor.
yeah, yeah, how good.
It's so good. So stop by House, fights him up. Coop enters the penthouse, greeted by Victor. House is sitting in front of, and then House is sitting in front of his infamous screen. And Coop turns to him and goes, "The toilets."
Yeah, yeah,
But yeah, I just love
so
it. He's
good.
like, "What the hell?" It's like, "Are you kidding me?" And then House then starts confronts Coop, saying, "I know you were here, and you were meant to assassinate me." Like, if
Yeah,
that's not
well,
like a mic drop moment, then holy crap! Imagine hearing that. Like, this is one of the most powerful men in the sort of in America at this point in time, and he tells Coop that, "Hey, I know you were here to off me. So
yeah,
who's who's his
the
eyes and
secretive thing that you've
ears?"
been doing.
Yeah, that's right. And so it begs the question: is like, who's giving him that? Who's feeding him this information? Adds close. Did you
You
mention the
mentioned
green
green
glowing
glowing
cocktails?
contact.
Could be another FEV, foreshadowing how Hank might be delivering FEV. We did. I think you said that. You said that it could be FEV as well.
Yeah,
Because we
yeah, could
know,
be.
yeah, because we know. I think Bud was actually in charge of the FEV program because Bud came from West Tech and came over to Voltech. So potentially Bud came over from West Tech to Voltech to, I guess, enhance or perfect the FEV, and then later on incorporated that program. So potentially. Also, I love the
The
drip.
other thing I the Nucatini.
Nucatini, yeah, I was just about to mention that. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I've got my Nuka Cola shirt on today. But yeah, I'd love a Nucatini. What do you think's in a Nucatini?
Yeah,
Chat, would you like a Nucatini? I would like a Nucatini right about now.
what's a martini? Is it
I wouldn't even
good?
know.
I don't know. Yeah, I
I
don't
wouldn't
know.
even
It
know.
sounds fancy. I don't drink them. I just drink rum.
Smooth. Then obviously that cuts away. Obviously, we're left with that bit of a cliffhanger. This episode is just magical at just you know giving us a mic drop and then just cutting to the next moment. But we see none other than the chicken enthusiast. I'll call him
Enthusiast.
the chicken enthusiast. And obviously, we see him walking down the road. I've already spoiled it. But everyone knows what's coming if they've seen the episode. And then we see him
Yeah, I
obviously
know what's
struggling.
coming.
Yeah, we see him struggling with a rad roach. Is it a rad roach or
Oh, that's so good.
a bloat fly? I think it was a rad roach. Um,
I,
enthusiast is hilarious. I'll call him the chicken enthusiast. You can thank Baby Shivers for that one. Let's get lucky. Yeah, exactly. And then obviously the one and only, if all of you new Vegas fans, Fisto, he's back.
what a treat.
Fully integrated security technotronic officer.
Go and watch me from the bushes like a civilized person. So good.
But the moment I saw him popping up on screen and I saw him, he was talking to someone. I'm like, he's talking to Fisto. He that it can't be
Yeah.
anyone else but Fisto. And then lo and behold, bang, the camera cuts and it is Fisto. And he's obviously made some makeshift device with his fusion core because he's powered them on with the fusion cores because it's just sitting out there on the desk there. He didn't say the line, no, but he said, yeah, fully integrated security technotronic officer, active and reporting for duty. That's what he said. But yeah,
We'll see more of him surely.
yeah. Well, I don't know because obviously the very next thing that happened, Hank appears,
It's ruined our fun.
ruined our bloody fun. You know, where was this gonna take a turn? And then obviously the next screenshot I had a look. They're in the middle of freaking nowhere. Like chat,
They have to be near Vegas if they're so sick.
yeah, because I have no idea where he is. He's in the middle of bloody, God forbid, in the wasteland somewhere. Hank's fast traveling a lot this episode. Oh yeah, he is. Oh boy, he's fast traveling. He's got that gold Pip Boy. He can fast travel wherever he damn well likes with that gold Pip Boy. um, and then obviously Hank secures him and takes him back to wherever his damn Bolt Tech headquarters place is, wherever this mysterious location is, um, which is it has to be somewhere within the New Vegas facility because as Ad says, he's fast traveling a lot. So how is he getting to all these places so quickly? And how is Fisto in this location? Because the last time we see him is obviously in New Vegas in the Atomic Wrangler. Because we recorded.
Maybe it's just like a hipster pop up.
Yeah,
Just
that's right. But time has passed, so who knows? Maybe the chicken enthusiast, you know, he's the career, and he's taken taken a turn for the worse.
well, that would make sense with what happens next.
Yeah, and
His
then
reaction to the question.
but then we also see for the first time that in this Vault Tech headquarters location, where we see Barbara and Janie's cryopod. Now, chat.
Cryopod.
Do we think that Barbara and Janie are actually in these cryopods, or is it just a bluff? Chicken enthusiast is frying me. I enjoyed the Easter egg of having had Fisto in the interviews that our friend Chicken Enthusiast hosts in the bonus content. Yes, that was very, very funny. I did watch that today, actually. Most definitely in the pods. 5 Nov, you reckon? Yeah, you reckon they are actually in the pod? Because obviously the camera pans and we don't actually really see them inside. Obviously, we see some of the kind of like, I guess, a silhouette, but I don't know. I don't know if they're actually in there or not. Because
Yeah, I'm not certain.
because in season one, the ghouls was with Janie when the bombs started dropping. So, obviously he got Janie to, I guess, Barb, and then Barb has gone here, and then obviously left Coop, to I guess to rot, and that's why he's trying to find him because he's upset with Barb. But yeah, it's very very interesting and a long way away from their hometown because obviously he was at a kid's birthday party in his hometown when the bombs actually started dropping. So it's interesting how in the world did they make it from their hometown to all the way into New Vegas.
I wonder if they had maybe they had vertibirds or vertibots or something. Surely
Yeah,
there
that's true.
was
I mean, oh
an
yeah, they would
evacuation
have.
in place.
Yeah, they would have had the vertibirds at that point because when obviously we see like the airship, the pigeon like airship in pre-war in one of the episodes. So they definitely had that sort of tech at that point in time. Um, yeah, we still haven't seen how and why the ghouls split up with them. Yeah, correct. Yeah, exactly. Very keen to see if we get a flashback this season. Maybe next episode we get a bit of a flashback for that. While he's reminiscing about his choices that he made, and ooh, we'll come to that. But then we see Hank trying to obviously up to his no good persona again, trying to get this damn mind control device to work. And then he goes to him and goes,
Now,
yeah.
why has he run out of subjects from his selection wherever he is? Why has he gone out to find this very lovely gentleman in the middle of nowhere?
Well, yeah, it makes you wonder, right?
What's changed?
Because he obviously had no qualms about pulling people out of stasis to give it a crack. So maybe he has run out of options. Maybe he has just been like, ah, shit, I have to expand my horizons. Chicken lover can take the pain. Yeah, definitely. But here's the
But yeah,
thing.
that's why it worked, right?
Well, and then I feel because all of the subjects that Hank was trying on, none of them were acceptable to the idea. All of them were fighting against the idea. So I think that the key was that they had to, I guess, accept what was coming. And because he was crazy in his own crazy state, that he could basically put up with the pain essentially, and was like, okay, cool. And then
I don't think he was putting up with the pain. I
it's,
think he was enjoying
he was enjoying. It was it was definitely enjoying it. That's for sure. I think Deadly Kitten. Yeah, I think being in suspension messed up their compatibility. Yeah, that's very true actually as well. Probably isn't really human. The chicken enthusiast. Yeah, probably not. He looks like a very sick man.
it. Yeah.
Being exposed to the wasteland and being so messed up. Yeah, no, that's for sure. If he's confessing his love to Fisto, then we all know he's state of mind.
Would you not do the same thing?
I mean, my choice in New Vegas, I did in fact do the deed.
Yeah, dude. It probably wouldn't let me. I have to do with this.
Did anyone else choose that option, chat?
Me for this.
The feeling in your legs will come back in a
Getting
few
in your legs
hours.
will go bad.
Come from a long line of chicken lovers, maybe. True, very true. Chicken enthusiast. Um, but yeah, so we see that it is successful. And then basically Hank turns to him and goes, all right, cool. Let's get to business.
And he dresses him in a lovely suit, which
Oh, lovely.
doesn't
He's
quite
I mean, he's
fit,
still,
but he
yeah, that's
still
right.
looks so slimy.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And then we'll come to that because that comes right at the very end of this episode, which is I guess some juicy parts. I mean, this whole episode, juicy parts all over the place. Um, but that obviously
Yeah.
brings us to Norm and the Vault 31 personnel, where they finally make it to, I guess, a Vault-Tec structure, a building,
Their, their place of work, right?
their place of work. Yeah, where they worked before the bombs dropped because they make a bit of a remark where they go up to the receptionist, and I can't remember the name they say it, but they're like, oh look, she's still here.
Janine or something, I think.
Janine or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. She never left her desk. It shows just how out of touch they are. They walk in there like, ugh, it's like walking on garbage.
Working on, yeah,
And
that's
then
right.
just like,
Janice.
just making fun of the skeletons and Janet.
That's it, Janice. Look, Janice is still
But
here.
it's
But I also like when as they walk through the Vault-Tec building, you see them walk through and you can see, on the billboard behind them, where someone's written big massive letters like liar liar. But I love how none of them kind of look at it and just be like, oh yeah, and they just walk through. I love how it's just kind of sitting there subtly in the background. Um, but also, why do they have trolleys in this damn building? Why do they have shopping carts? And that's just like classic Fallout, right? You walk into a building and there's shopping carts everywhere you go.
yeah.
um, but then obviously you see Norm starting to explore the area. He sees a bit of like blood, and then we have some season 1 comebacks where we see none other than what was it, Barv and Jarjun.
How good.
These two are great. I love these two. They're so good.
Yeah.
Cuts where the ladies hauling their stuff in there. Yeah, true. And
Oh yeah,
then
that makes.
obviously we have a conversation between is it Ma June and Norm, telling her that, hey, I actually met your sister. I had a run in, you know, before the Brotherhood bloody destroyed Philly. We moved, and we moved here as well. Must say, everyone is making a hell of a long trip into New Vegas. Like, why is everyone converging into New Vegas? Surely,
Everyone's got to go to Vegas, baby.
surely there's other settlements that they could have gone to. The Roach Farm, yeah. And she was being helped by a guy from the Enclave. Yes, correct. Yeah. So he was telling Norm, and I love Norm's response. It's like, I don't know what any of that means. It's just basically like,
It
so
means she's dead.
yeah, exactly. Like, I don't know what any of this means. But yeah, I love the Roach Farm, and it's just like, but they're not ready for market yet, but they will be.
Yeah. How big are they? Because they're being frozen. They haven't seen a red road.
No, no, that's right. They just hear this like,
Somehow they managed a clear walk from the to that building without getting attacked by anything.
yeah, yeah. I love how what is it? I think it's Ronnie. He's holding like a tire iron. And then when obviously the roaches
It's a,
start,
it's a fan.
yeah, yeah, he goes, "I gotta craft a weapon." And he turns around and grabs the fan. I'm ready. Yeah, right, buddy. How's that gonna work out for you?
Not
Um,
against the red road.
yeah, that's right. And then obviously we're left with that cliffhanger because obviously all of a sudden, Marjorie is basically telling Norm, "Hey, your sister's dead. She's gone, mate. Like, I've been out in the wasteland plenty long enough to know that she's gone." And obviously Norm's doesn't believe that for a second because he knows his sister better than she does. So, and then I think it was the line that she tells me, goes, "I'm going to tell you the exact same thing I told your sister. Go home, Volty." Which I guess just pushes Norm even further and going, nah, nah, I can't turn back. There's no going back. Like, he knows too much. He can't go back. And then we go back to Lucy after the ghoul gives her some caps and says, go to Sunny, get some Adadictol, um, to cure her of her, new addiction, so to speak. And I just love it. I had to take a shot of this because there's something not quite right from the get go as she enters this shop, because you see on the billboard here all of the Stimtax, Addictol, you got the rounds, the cigarette cartons, pork and beans, the toaster, Power Fist, but all the prices are scrubbed out and are basically like tripled in price.
Inflation.
Yeah, that's right. She sees
They've got tariffs.
Yeah, that's right. But even 125 caps, there was no way that the ghoul handed her 125 caps to get a Dictol. There's no way in that little sack that she had. She wouldn't have been able to afford the Dictol anyway. So, but it pans over, obviously, 1,000 caps, and you mentioned this, the sort of classic Fallout, uh, you know, Fallout sort of, you know, exploration of things where you walk around to the side door and you see an open door and go,
I
"Hey, what's in here?"
guess I'll go in there.
Yeah, that's right, exactly. So I just love that as well.
And then the looking around, there's no one around, and then oh, there's a noise. Crap!
Yeah, exactly.
It didn't.
Kind of she sort of enters in, and then, she's being a little bit quiet. She's being a little bit cautious, and then obviously, you know what? I'm actually surprised that she did actually, in fact, pick up the addict doll. She was in a little bit of her right mind there, but the addict doll was sitting right next to the buff out.
I was sort of hoping because Dictyl and Jet are identical.
Yeah,
I was kind of hoping it was going to be the wrong one.
the wrong one. That would have been interesting. That would have been very
Yeah.
interesting take if she did pick up the wrong one.
Mm.
Imagine that.
I,
Yeah,
I was very happy to see that though.
yeah.
Very cool to see.
Um, and then we
As
see, and then she pans over and sees not only but the power fist, which I do have one. I wreck my display. Here it is, chat. Power fist, and it's all in glory. How cool! Chat, let me
That's
know.
so cool.
Let me know how many caps would you pay for a power fist? Would you pay 10,000 caps, or would you do what Lucy did? Just steal it.
I'll just steal it.
I think we'd all steal it. There we go. It's back on the display. And then, of course, she just snaps it. Classic Lucy. There are a lot of fists in this episode. Too many, if you ask me. One too many. And then, obviously, as you said, yeah, Lucy hears a noise, ducks down, and is confronted with a very questionable salesperson.
Yeah.
You know, he's walking down the stairs, and the first thing you notice, the camera pans to his feet, and the shoes don't quite fit. The hat is all over the place. His uniform is not fitting whatsoever. And Lucy's like, "What the hell is going on?" And then obviously we realize that she finds a very unfortunate soul shoved into a garbage can, um, which is very, very unfortunate. I just want to also call back to this scene, this screenshot here. There's some cool little Easter eggs in here. We obviously see the classic junk jet here as well, which is very, very cool to see. Obviously, we saw that in season one, someone using the junk jet, but it's cool to see it here up on display again. And yeah, Deadly Kitten cracked me up. His argument that robbing a store naked is a normal thing. Because what else?
What I don't understand,
Yeah,
like, what's his motivation? He's obviously gone in and robbed the place and killed the guy.
I mean,
But is he now gonna? Does he have a job now?
what better way than to swindle people for an immense amount of caps? Like if someone comes in and purchases just one item, he's swindled them and he's done he's done his job, right? You hike something up and
Yeah, but
then
he could just take everything
and sell it. Yeah, that's true.
he's already got the entire shop.
I mean, he's not a very smart man.
No.
And then obviously Lucy tries to negotiate him, saying, don't pick up that gun, don't do that. And then unfortunately she does what she has to do and does something that she has not wanting to do from the very get go, which is, unfortunately ending someone's life.
Well, did she say, so I will maim you
Main you, yeah, that's what
or
she
something?
says. Yeah,
Yeah. And then, oops,
bang, oops, he falls
too
over.
many skills in the marksman.
Yeah, that's right. And then obviously, it sort of cuts back to the ghoul, you know, regretting regretting it. Doesn't look like himself, regretting what he's about to do. You can see that real somber about him.
His whole mood changes.
Yeah, it really is like it. You see it from the very beginning of this episode where he's a little bit more lively, but as the episode progresses, you see him going down this spiral, and you see his attitude completely change altogether.
See, he's almost back exactly where he was right before the bomb. He's in New Vegas, uh, with something to do that he doesn't want to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Essentially back exactly where he was at the start.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Um, but then we get, I guess, in my opinion, this is probably one of the better flashbacks that we get in this episode, where we get a flashback, and then we go right back to where we left Coop and House having their little talk to one another. And oh my god, what a conversation that was!
So good, and we see
There is so much that happened in this
not
conversation.
losing it, but
Yeah. Um,
but
yeah. And then I love how he's like, he turns to the fake Mr. House, and he's like, "How long you been doing this for? How long you been pretending to be this guy?" He's like, 10 years. And then he walks off. He's like, "It's a living.
it's a paycheck.
It's a living." So he walks off. I mean, and he's probably getting paid very well to do that.
Yeah, and surely the benefits package is immense.
Yeah. Ads says Coop wearing a silk ascot. Very fine indeed. Um, And then I love the first thing that sort of House says to Coop as well is like, I've been watching you for a very long time. I even watched you face that abomination, the Death Claw, back all those years ago. And Coop's like, what the are you talking about? And then obviously House reveals that he sold a bit of tech, um, to incorporate in those power armors, which gave him access to basically everything that Coop saw, and he saw that um, the devil that got created. And House wearing the same suit as the Camp
How did
Corfu
he see
portrait.
it?
Demon in the snow. That's right. Yeah, I mean, I, chat, help me out here. What piece do you? What do you think? What piece of tech he sold? Because obviously it would have been some sort of optics, right? Surely it would have been some sort of optics incorporated in that T-45 suit. So there would be something there that House has access to, that he sold off. I think he said he sold off to West Tech. It was. Yeah, because that's right. Because Bud was in charge of the T-45 things, and the Buds was working at West Tech at the time. So yeah, he would have sold the technology to West Tech. Um, so yeah, it would have been surely would have been some sort of optics.
Yeah, I'll just have to turn off my networking brain because they didn't have long range communications that would have been able to transmit video. But I'll just turn that off, and then yeah,
Hey, it's House we're talking about, and rightly so. He even says it himself, in this little like interaction he has with Coop. He's infatuated about technology, and he acquires any technology that he comes across that's going to be sort of, I guess, useful for him. So anything, he'll have it.
yeah, he's a collector of sorts.
Yeah. Um, and how obviously House mentions that he claims to know everything, and yeah, that's what he says. He goes, he acquires tech at the most lucrative moment. And then getting back to the demon in the snow, he also mentions that, you know, the demon in the snow is also potentially connected to his wife,
Mm.
which is very interesting indeed. So, chat, what do we think Barb is there for? Do you think Barb is actually a Voltec representative, or is Barb an Enclave member?
Oh, yeah.
What do we think, chat? Because we know that obviously the government was experimenting with the death clause, and that's how they got created and all that type of stuff. Um, but why was Vault-Tec? I think, yeah, you reckon five off? Because it's very interesting that House also says later on. What does he say here? Because he's also saying that when Coop asks that Moldova thinks that House is going to end things by dropping the bombs or selling Vault-Tec the weapons that they need to carry out the deed, the House responds with, no, the bombs will be dropped. The bombs will not be dropped by him or anyone in the meeting, but another player at the table who was responsible. Or is Hank the Enclave
And he
contact?
doesn't know who that player is.
And he doesn't know who that player is. So this is such a juicy interaction. There's so many. There's like a lot of stuff that's happening here, and we're kind of getting that hint of something else is happening. Or is Hank the Enclave contact? I'm guessing that's who he is talking to on the radio, not House. That is very true, actually. I think Hank is playing both sides, Enclave and Vault-Tec. Putting the pieces together, that's more than probably what's actually happening here. So, do you reckon that's what we're going with, chat? Hank is a double agent. Hank is the double agent because Hank is obviously very keen to disregard anything that sort of Vault-Tec does, and he's just obviously using it as a tool, right? Deadly Kitten. Yeah, I reckon Hank is likely it. So yeah, okay. What do you think, Matt?
I don't know. Surely House would see it, or is Hank so good at playing that excited junior Voltic? Yeah, well, like, what was he in season one? Innocent or something like, but he's so eager and so excited. Did House just sort of disregard him, and that's the whole play?
Yeah, very true.
Because if he's playing both sides, House would know.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe. But I guess that's why Hank is involved himself so heavily. Um, leaning into the sort of Vault-Tec to seeming like he's a goody two shoes and basically drops the hat at the moment. Anything that he says that because obviously Barb's his boss. In the Vault-Tec, Barb's his boss. Like she's his superior. So I guess yeah. I guess House is watching the wrong person. Because he even admits that he doesn't know who else is responsible. Someone else is responsible as another player in the game. And then
The writers have been so good at um, facilitating these conversations.
oh yeah,
Like no one's been able to guess it.
no, and like the subtle hints as well. The little dialogue options and all that type of stuff. Everything means something. Obviously, if someone like really like deep dived into this, I'm sure they'd be able to discover something, and whatnot. But yeah, it's so interesting. That the writing and they don't put anything in this the conversation wise, they don't put anything in there for shits and giggles. you know Everything comes back to something.
Yeah, this entire episode, everything, the shots, the angles,
Yeah,
the lighting choices, the movement, everything has been
and
very
also
purposeful.
and then obviously obviously Coop says to him, acquiring cold fusion. Oh, a house says to Coop, acquiring the cold fusion, which will make him stay alive indefinitely and be able to protect Las Vegas from the nuclear war. Um, Coop obviously, he responds to that with the nuclear war saying initiated by my wife. But then that's when House basically says, "I'm not convinced. I doubt Vault-Tec will be the ones," but mentions his wife. He is not too sure on. So you know, there's also that in there as well, where I think, is Barb also, is Hank and Barb in it together? Because House saying that he's not too sure on his wife, on Barbara. That's interesting. Benny, hello. You've missed so much juicy goss, um, so much. Adds cause well,
We've
Hank was
just had an hour and a half of chat on Ted. That's all he's got.
That's right. Yeah. It's all about Chet this episode, Benny. So prepare yourself. There'll be more Chet puns on the way. By yours truly, Matt. Um, and then Ad says, "Well, Hank was put in Vault 31, but Barb is at the more senior facility. Prob's both enclave connected, but Barb isn't planned to be unfrozen yet." Yeah. Baby Shivers is not happy with that remark. Matt, I'll let you take
I've
the.
been on my best behaviour.
You could do the honors, Matt. And then obviously that
I
leads
don't
us
want
in
to.
there. I can't believe how much like this scene here. I was so basically focused on this scene here because so much happened. There was so much conversation back and forth, and there was so much like juicy little, um, you know, House tells Coop that the world is going to end. He predicted on April the 14th, 2065 at 5:17 a.m. And House goes to him, what's that got to do with anything? Coop goes, oh shit, that's my daughter's birthday. And then obviously that then goes, House goes to Coop. He's like, well, you weren't meant to be in Vegas. The minute you booked your flight and decided to come to Vegas, the end of the world jumped forward by 1 month. And he obviously tells Coop that you fit into this somehow, but I don't know how. You're involved in this plan, and I don't know how.
And you see it frustrates him so much that he doesn't know.
Yeah, yeah. He's like and it's making him angry. It's getting him worked up. He's like, I need to know. I need to figure this out. And that's why he obviously met him early on, 26-5, a little early. Yeah. So, but yeah, correct. But we'll see. And then because we also know that House probably got some predictions wrong because obviously some things did happen out of his control. And
I
then
really, really liked that moment. He's getting so worked up about maybe he's not the house.
you reckon this is
You
another
know, the house
doppelganger?
doesn't. The house always wins. No, no, no. The house always wins, but he's not winning. He's not the house.
Yeah, true. Yeah, he's not the House. Yeah, that's right. But then he gets so worked up, where we see him put on the infamous device where we see him when we confront him in New Vegas.
Beautiful. Look at it.
But yeah, just absolutely gorgeous. As soon as he put that on, you're like, ah! It's kind of that moment, that sort of Easter egg moment. It's like that's it. That's the device he put on in you. Or that's where you find him in New Vegas, where he's hooked up to the machine. As yeah, he miscalculated, so he didn't get the platinum chip on time. That miscalculation cost him 200 years. Apparently, so because obviously the Korea then ends up delivering the chip 200 years later. But chat, did everyone enjoy this moment? I sure did. This whole interaction with Coop and House, there was so much juicy goss that dropped during this conversation.
The lighting in that room is just stunning.
Oh, absolutely! Like you go back to this, and you see obviously Las Vegas absolutely thriving outside, and then the classic looking out into the into Las Vegas, you see the Gamora signs there, and you see all the lights turned on, but that classic big green screen with all the monitors there, it's just beautiful. It's just so good, nicely all
And it's
pristine,
such
and
a fantastic job.
oh yeah, absolutely. You reckon he's got square eyes? He'd surely have square eyes looking at that screen all day. Yeah, correct. Yeah, House mentions keeping his mind alive as digital forever, no longer needing his body. New Vegas shows he didn't achieve that. Yeah, that's true. Very very true. Because obviously he had to rely on that chamber or whatever he was in. So I guess it kept him alive for a decent amount of time. Who knows how long he would have survived there if it wasn't for, I guess, you know the choices that you as a player make in the game. But who knows? He's probably still alive somewhere. He probably did achieve, uploading his consciousness in some capacity. What do you think?
What a life that would be.
Just living inside a computer network, but then you'd have access to everything, right?
Is that a good thing?
uh depending on who you're talking to, right? Chat, would you want to live inside the computer for the rest of your life? I definitely
No,
wouldn't.
no.
But then obviously puts on the helmet. He's yelling at Coop. Coop's just like, I need to get the frig away from here. Uh, he leaves, and then we see him obviously, drinking out of his little flask, which then cuts back to him being at the Atomic Wrangler, drinking his sorrows away while he's reminiscing about this whole thing. He's just going, "What the hell have I done?" He had Marilyn and Jane to keep him happy. Yeah, correct. Yeah, where are they? Where are these companions? Where are these little companions? And then I guess from there we cut back to the Vault 31 people and Norm, um, where I guess Norm, is starting to decide who's who in the zoo and who you can start to trust. And he obviously approaches Claudia. Claudia calls him out, saying, "You're not a Vault-Tec representative. You're too nice. You're not crazy enough." Um, you know, and then obviously Claudia mentions that Bud's boss was Barb, where we get that little bit of info. And then obviously Ronnie is in the corner, who's overhearing this conversation, saying
Thinking.
that Claudia's saying, "You're not Voltec," and Norm's like, "Oh no."
It was such a nice tender moment, like a bit of a human moment for them.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But I also love how Claudia turns to Norm and goes, "Do you want a drink?" I feel like getting a drink, and Norm's like, "I've never had a drink. What do you? I don't know what you're talking about." But it's funny the
I
how
like how optimistic she is that there's alcohol still in the cabinets or something.
yeah, yeah, true. I mean, she'll have a stash. She'll probably know a place. And she probably saw in that week, the week that she was a Voltec representative at that building. She probably saw plenty of people passing around alcohol bottles or whiskeys or something like that. So she'll know a place. And then that's when Norm discovers and adds, "You've been harping on this, FVV, forced evolutionary virus." So does that mean that the plans for Vault 32 and Vault 33 were to turn people into, I guess, super mutants? Because we know the FEV turns people into super mutants.
Super managers, super mutants, same, same.
Super managements, yeah, correct, yeah, true. Super management, yeah. So it's interesting. And so does Hank know this? because he's off doing his own little
surely.
experiment somewhere else, right?
Yeah, true. So maybe Hank's not up with the experiment. But he would be. He's an overseer.
Yeah,
He'd be
maybe
he'd be privy to the information, surely.
because obviously when Hank got out of the vault, he didn't hightail it to this facility where this is, but Ronnie was. I mean, I guess Ronnie is just an assistant, and he thought that this is the best place to go. But um, you know, basically this is where the forced Enterprise ventures, where what Ronnie thought of was the way to go, because everyone's being lied to, right? Future Enterprise ventures, um, which we know as FEV, but yeah, it's interesting to what's Hank up to. What the overarching plan was for the Vault 30, 32, and 33, like the ultimate goal. So I'm hoping we get to see more of that. I don't think we'll see this next episode, because obviously we see Norm in a very peculiar predicament at the end of this little scene, and given that we didn't see any of the Brotherhood of Steel this episode, I think we're not going to see them for another couple of episodes, which kills me because I need to know.
You know what? What kills me is that Norm ended up in a situation, fighting for his life, and Chet wasn't there to save him. And I know in my heart that Chet would have, he would have defended Norm. He would have looked after him. He would have saved the day. But
Oh, absolutely. Chet would have
don't have much
absolutely
hope.
100% saved the day. You know,
Yeah,
you know.
you could almost cheat on it.
You got any more?
I'm all out. I was too excited, I Sisto. Sort of forgot about Chet for a minute, but
Yeah, there's too much juicy things that happen in this episode. Kind of like the fact that the Brotherhood of Steel wasn't in this episode. Yeah, exactly. Adds, yeah, he would have known, but the manager could all have different orders, level of information. Steph and Betty clearly know different things. Yeah, that's right. Because obviously, last episode, Steph is like, I want whatever's in Hank's keepsake box. So what the hell is in that keepsake box? Um, obviously Hank probably would have taken that keepsake box if under different circumstances, but I guess he was kidnapped by Moldaver, so he wouldn't have been able to do that. Um, so
what if in that keepsake box is the briefcase that he had in that episode?
yeah, well, that's what I was just basically thinking of now. Is that briefcase the keepsake box that he had in that episode? Because obviously we see it chained to him. Maybe there was something else completely in that briefcase. What do you think? What do we think, chat? What do we think is in that briefcase or in the keepsake box? Now we have a little bit more information. It's probably too early to tell, but it's we're getting to the where all the stories are now starting to sort of merge and come together. What do we think, chat? And then where are we up to? Oh yes, and then obviously Ronnie confronts and attacks Norm, which God forbid, ah, not our beloved Norm. I know Baby Shivers was heartbroken seeing this scene, and then I hope he makes it out of it. I hope Claudia comes back and saves Norm, because at the moment Claudia's obviously off and she's a little bit on his side.
She'll have a big old whiskey bottle or something. She'll
Smack it over his head.
smash him, surely.
That's what I expected to see. I expected Claudia to come back in, because it's the classic movie trope where someone's struggling and there's like a slight companion somewhere else, and then they come in and they smack someone over the head and they go, it's all over. Or I was expecting that, but no, we didn't see that. The showrunners know what they're doing. That's for sure. Absolutely know what they're doing. So But yeah, and that's where we leave Norm. So I don't think we're gonna see him for another couple of episodes, which kills me because I need to know. I need to know what happens next.
Depends what happens with the vault because in episode 4, they're running out of supplies, running out of water. More of them might end up on the surface, and they might end up there as well,
Yeah.
led by our savior Chet.
Well, I do,
Although their vault's doing well, so I don't know.
but I think Chet is now basically clue to the fact that there's something else that's actually really wrong, and I feel Chet may be the one who to open the vault or do something. And on the other side, I can't remember his
He is
name.
the gatekeeper.
I mean, he was the gatekeeper, but also on the other guy on the other side, what was his name? The one who catches Steph. Last episode, what's his name?
Oh,
Chat needs to chat himself together.
no,
I can't.
doesn't track. Maybe
I can't
shouldn't.
remember his name.
Leave the Chet puns to me.
um, but yeah, so I think from both ends, I feel Chet's gonna open the vault in Vault 32. He's gonna leave in some capacity, and I reckon maybe someone from 33 is gonna leave as well. I reckon shit is about to happen. Maybe Betty does. Maybe Betty decides to do it because she's like, fuck this. You're not helping me. The water is getting pretty thin. Everyone's starting to turn on her as well. So maybe she hightails it out.
I don't know. I don't think so.
You don't think so? We'll see. And then obviously we come back to Lucy and the ghoul, where we see Lucy taking the addictol, and then I just love the fact that she takes it and she goes, oh, that's great, and then oh no. Because
Everywhere.
we've never seen anything like that. Because obviously in game we just take it and it's just like, oh well, that's it. And 100% that's exactly what would happen. It forces everything that's in the system just completely out. So she's been through it this episode. She's really she unfortunately had to end someone's life, and she's bloody thrown up all over the place. And then we see her, uh, you know, go up to the Atomic Wrangler where the ghoul is in the hotel, where we see the chicken enthusiast looking very dapper. Look at this man.
Dapper but slimy.
Dapper but slimy. I mean, he is the snake oil salesman after all.
But he's still standing like,
Yeah, that's right. He's like, yeah, he can't get rid of the posture, but obviously that mind control device is working very well. Very, very well indeed. And then he gives him, the ghoul, an ultimatum. And and then he basically goes to the ghoul like, hey, take Lucy home, and Hank will keep your wife and daughter alive because they're with me. They're in a cryopod, and the ghoul's like, Lucy goes, you can't do this. You can't seriously be thinking of this. And then that's when, you know, um, the basically the ghoul turns to Lucy and says, Lucy, I brought you here to bargain with. This is the bargain. Which is just, and you can
and
see it in his voice, like you can hear it, the somberness in his voice when he says that, and it just drops, and then you can obviously see Lucy's heart going, what the, I thought we were friends. I thought we were starting to get along, and
you
he's like,
see him having that moment as well. Like, yeah,
yeah, exactly, yeah, that's right. And then something also the chicken enthusiast mentions as well. He goes, Hank is in the process of setting certain plans in motion as well. So what are those plans? Obviously is the big question as well. And then obviously we see the ghoul shoot her with the trank dart. She goes down. Chicken enthusiast gets very very excited about this. It goes, well, great. I will take my leave now, and I'll see myself out and report this back to upper management.
And then he says to Lucy, when you wake up, you'll be back home or something.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he goes, when you wake up, you'll be back home. As cause where do we think the Vaults facility is? They got to Freeside quickly. Yeah, I that's the one question that I'm being itching to know is where this damn Vault facility is, because the chicken enthusiast says it's a bunker underground, and you're never gonna find it. But where is it? Where is it? It's obviously world domination. Hank clearly thinks he's all that. Yeah, I mean he's probably a little bit. I mean all of them are a little bit up themselves, right? All of them think that their plan is the best plan. House said it best in the last episode where he goes, all these people, a multitude of people, they've got their own ideas and things like that. It's just there's too many people playing at the game. Right, that's where it all goes to shit because no one can communicate properly with each other. They're all in it for themselves.
Everyone wants something slightly different.
Yeah, that's right. But that's when you see Lucy. Oh my god, this is probably the most epic moment in this season so far. Is she basically equips the power fist, absolutely runs the crap, like just basically charges the ghoul, and absolutely gives him one hell of a punch, sending him flying, absolutely flying. And it's so good to see the power fist in action like that, because that's exactly how I imagine the power fist working as well in game. You punch the crap out of something, and they get sent.
The way they shot this as well was so powerful.
Oh yeah, just from this scene, the
Like emotionally. Yeah.
yeah, you can see it in her face. She's stumbling. The trank dart hasn't quite hit her yet, and she's so determined. And she pumps in the power fist. She loads it in and just absolutely gives him one hell of a whack. I think out of this episode, this is, I mean, even though it's unfortunate for the ghoul and his position and predicament that he ends up in, but seeing her absolutely like, just be absolute ruthless as this was probably one of my favorite scenes. Seeing this.
There's definitely a spectacular way to end the episode.
Oh yeah, but that's not the end. That's
Well,
that's
no,
that's not the entire
you know,
end.
it's that's such a
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. Like whoa, these two have been traveling together for such a long time now, and then all of a sudden, you know, this is, Lucy's so pissed off with him, and she's been trying to get through to him all, this whole entire time, and he's basically, you know, let her down essentially, and she's just fed up with it. So it's, she's really showing her true colors, and she's like, fuck this. um, but then obviously we see Lucy pass out from the trank dart, and then Hank shows up. What the hell? So now my theory is basically he would have had to be in the building when the chicken enthusiast was talking to Lucy and the ghoul, right? Because there must be a limitation on the mind control device where he would have to be in the, I guess, in the vicinity to give him the verbal commands and all that type of stuff. But we did see the mind control working when the person was in Vault 24. So it's, yeah, I don't know why Hank would be here. Maybe he was making sure that the ghoul did actually, in fact, carry out with his plans. But it's interesting to see Hank here.
yeah, and it raises more questions as well about where is their facility,
Yeah,
because they're still in the Wrangler, like they're
and from previous episodes, when we see Hank first rock up to this facility, it's a huge building. It's massive. it's actually huge. Like, with gates and
underground.
it's got gates that open up and all that type of stuff. So there's that facility, but obviously there's mention of it being underground. So it's a bit confusing. So where is this actual facility? Is there a secret vault hidden under New Vegas somewhere?
Yeah, it's. Uh, w- I think we have to sort of uh, suspend belief a little bit and stop trying to be too practical about things. How did he get here so fast? How does he know where they are?
Mm.
What does our timeline look like? Because uh,
Maybe there's a subterranean tunnel connecting it around the wasteland. Yeah, that's possible. Because we know that does
like
exist
a
in
disused subway tunnel.
yeah, because we know that does exist in some of the other games as well, where there's a connected tunnel where we can get to the other side of the map very quickly. So yeah, there's good possible chance that that's there. But yeah, how does he know where they are and where they've been traveling to? Because even when the chicken enthusiast says to Lucy, saying, your father says, it's very impressive that you've made it this far. So he knows where they've been.
Do we think that since he's Vault-Tec management, do they have some equipment or function on their Pip-Boy where they can track people from the vaults?
Yeah, well, and
Because
that's and
Lucy's got
that's
her Pip-Boy.
and that's exactly, yeah, sort of where I was going to, because I think ads brought it up that his Pip Boy, there'd be something inside Lucy's Pip Boy that he probably would have maybe had access to, and where he could track her, what she's doing, and her movements. So that would probably be the way that he would do it. We can explain it as says we explain it away as fast travel the same way we can explain away stim packs. Just a thing from the game. Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but yeah, but so what do we think Hank is gonna do with Lucy? Do we think Hank is gonna take her all the way back to Vault 33? Chat, let me know your thoughts, because it's
I won't say anything because I saw the sneak peek for the next episode where it shows something,
interesting.
and
Okay,
yeah,
so I haven't
I'll,
I haven't
I'll
watched I don't watch that, so Life 360 for Pip
yeah, I
Boys
wish I
actually makes
didn't.
sense as an idea. I think he's going to take her to the Vault Tech HQ. Yeah, I think that's where he will probably take her. Um, no, I haven't watched any trailers, ads. I do not watch trailers. I don't want to be spoiled. I like to be surprised. Actually,
Don't watch any of the Fallout on Prime clips. You know, the talk show with
oh,
our
okay.
chicken friend. Don't watch any of those.
Yeah, interesting. Okay, interesting. Um, Vault 33 is compromised after the Raiders attack. Yeah, definitely true. Very, very true. Um, I guess that begs the question of what he has planned for her. Is he gonna like stick him into a cryopod? I guess because you've seen the
Yeah, I
damn
guess we'll
trailer.
see. If, we'll get to see like who Hank really is. Is he using Lucy for something, or is he, gonna try and teach her something, like as a fatherly sort of a figure, or is he using her? Like, what's he gonna do? What's the intent?
Yeah. Is he gonna try and put a mind control device on her head? I doubt that very much, but I don't know. What was your what is there anything that surprised you from this episode? What do we think, chat? Was there anything from this episode that surprised you? And was there anything else that you were expecting to see from this episode? What were your thoughts, Matt?
It was great. It was fantastic storytelling and
Mm.
visual storytelling as well. Um, Even if we took it away from Fallout, like, it's just a great show the way that they've done it.
Oh yeah,
Um,
absolutely. And it's the gift that keeps on giving, right? it's just one after the other.
Yeah,
It's so good. It is really good.
I think my favorite scene was actually just from a pure entertainment standpoint was chicken enthusiast going for a walk to Luck Be a Lady and the bug like that sequence.
Yeah, he's all happy Larry's, and he's like walking down, and then he's on the ground. Absolutely, like struggling with a simple rad roach, you know. Um, Five Knob says the ghoul getting impaled. Yeah, that was, oh my god, that was an epic moment. So we know he's alive, but God, he's in for a world of hurt the next episode. I had a few people message me and like, they can't do that to the ghoul. They can't kill him. They can't kill him. Like, it's like, nah, he's not dead. He's an essential character. He ain't dead. He coming back. How though is the question. Oh, interesting. The credits had Mr. House pod open and an arm hanging out. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. I watched up until the point where it was going and it was zooming out of and seeing the inside of Gamora, and then it like panned out. Same pod from New Vegas. Okay, cool. Okay, interesting.
What was your favorite bit, Jamie?
My favorite bit. Ooh, it was very easy to pick a favorite moment last episode, but this season, this episode, there was a lot to happen. I think my, oh, I don't know. It's hard to put it on actually. Hmm. I think my favorite moment would be the part where basically Lucy, sneaks into the shop front and starts just looting everything, because that's exactly what I would do in a game. I see something and I don't have enough caps for it, and it's like 100%. I'd do the whole thing. Sneak, steal everything, get out, go back in, sell everything that I've just stolen back to the vendor to get all my money back. Good. So that's my favorite bit. I would say. Chat. What was anything else? What was your favorite moment? Tell me. Um, Anything that surprised you this episode?
Nah, I don't think so.
No.
Yes, I don't follow all of the canon.
Mm-hmm.
House did this, this happened, that happened. So it's all new to me for the most part. So I'm just here for the ride. Um, Everything's a surprise. Um, yeah,
No, absolutely. Vindictive. Lucy questioning her morals after she killed the vendor. Yeah, yeah. What did she say? She says something. I can't remember what she said. She said something afterwards.
you just say
Um,
oopsie.
yeah, I think so. I appreciated the nods to the players,
Oh, who
especially
am
with
I?
the Allcraft weapon scene. Yeah, that was great. That was really good. Who am I? That's right. Yeah, Vindictive says, yeah, who am I? I don't know who I am. Yeah, that's right. Because the lady walks in and she's like, who are you? And then Lucy turns to her and says, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, this episode definitely had a lot of little nods to the players. Um, just little things like the door on the side and the crafting a weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, the the thing we talked about at the start. What would you recommend? Like all of that. It was just great little gamer moments.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. And even in the store where Lucy's like, using her, I guess, perception to check her surroundings and going, something's not quite right here. And questioning that dodgy salesman, but then obviously failing at the sort of speech check, saying, don't shoot me. Great character development with Lucy. She finally taken a human life and she feels it. Yeah, yeah. Well, she's adamant that she didn't want to end someone's life, but she's done it now.
And she didn't mean to, right? She said, "I'm going to maim you,"
I'm
and
going to
then
maim you, yeah, and then I guess hit a vital organ for that guy, like, but he fell over, and
yes.
yeah. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see the internal struggles that Lucy goes through, because that's going to be weighing on her like the whole entire time we see her the next time as well. That's just going to be weighing on her so much and so heavily.
What do you think we're going to see next episode?
Well, we'll definitely see, I guess, Maximus and Thaddeus of what they're up to. I'm very keen to see where they end up. Whether they start heading towards New Vegas as well, because obviously they're in Area 51. They're in the area. Um, so we're gonna see what they're up to, I believe, and then we're getting to the final moments, aren't we? Like, we really are getting to the pinpoint of the apex here. Chet, yeah, we'll see Chet. Matt's going to be very happy with Chet. I think we'll see more of Vault 33, 32 next episode, which I'm keen to see what happens with this whole water supply, water chip being busted, and what the future holds
The water
for
chat.
the water Chet. That's right, exactly. We can't forget that. Um, what else we'll see? We'll probably see. Um, given the fact that you guys have told me that you've seen a little bit of some shorts on where Lucy sort of ends up, so we'll probably see Lucy next episode. Um, much like they left last episode on the cliffhanger, this episode started off, right from that moment where we left them off. So hopefully we get to see that right straight away, and then it focuses on the other characters and the other story that's amalgamating. I think we might see Norm, because they kind of left that on a bit of a cliffhanger as well. So I think they
I'm not
might.
sure if we will.
Yeah, I reckon they will.
I don't know. I think they might leave that one for an episode.
Yeah. Any theories at this stage?
Because we still haven't seen the Legion.
Yeah, true. It was mentioned.
It was mentioned, but there's been scenes or shots from the trailers that we haven't seen yet. So they need to come back and we need to see what happened after the big blow up at the
Yeah,
camp.
and Doug's predicament with Ron Perlman showing up as well. So we haven't seen where he fits into all this now yet. So he's yet to show an appearance. So when is he going to show up? What do you reckon, Five Nov? When do you reckon Ron Perlman is going to show his face? Is it next episode where we get to see more of the Brotherhood of Steel? Either Maxon or a super mutant? Yeah, yeah, because we're getting to that. You reckon last episode? Because yeah, we're also getting to that factor where they've showed us the FEV. Now it's kind of like this is what it is. So maybe we do come across a super mutant.
I think we see the Mutants last episode. I think that's the final bit before season 3. I'd say.
You reckon
Yeah, I'm thinking from a
he'll be someone of significance? Surely, yeah,
hype point of view. Yeah,
yeah. There's no way they would cast him and be like just a side character. Though to be fair, I mean, look at what happened to Harkness. He was introduced and then he was off straight away. So who knows? Um, Fallout aren't scared of the showrunners are not scared of introducing a character and then just getting rid of them straight away. So who knows? Um, but yeah, I think that's it. Did I miss anything, chat? Let me know if I missed anything, or if there's any moments that you think are worth talking about. But other than that, thank you, Matt. Thank you for coming on.
well, no, thank you for listening to me mumble my way through this.
No, you're absolutely right. And chat, if you don't know, obviously Matt here, the Prop Circle NZ, fantastic prop maker. He's very good at what he does. He's over in New Zealand. He's makes these Mentat tins absolutely phenomenal product. So yeah, if you want to get yourself and your hands on some awesome props, definitely hit him up. It's definitely, you can't go wrong.
Thanks.
And I love your t-shirt, by the way.
Hype is life.
Pipe is life. I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Vindictive. Thank you very much. Vindictive says thank you both. You guys are amazing. Another great stream. Thank you very much. Well, you'll see us here next week, same time again, 7 p.m., where we discuss episode 6. I cannot wait because oh my god, it is. I can't wait, man. This episode, this season is just keeps on giving. It keeps on giving. But everyone, thank you so much. Hope to see you next time, and keep an eye out. Make sure you follow us on Instagram. Hit us up if you want to obviously donate to create. That program is absolutely phenomenal. We've got the Cancer Society New Zealand, we've got Cure Cancer Australia. If you want to donate, very good charitable causes. So we appreciate it. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next week. All right, see ya.
Thanks, everyone.